Yes, we will continue with the problem solving. First question. As you have the questions with you, first question. The mass of a planet is twice the mass of the Earth and diameter of the planet is thrice the diameter of the Earth. Then the acceleration due to gravity on the planet's surface is, so mass of the planet, I'll write it as MP, is twice the mass of the Earth. Correct? And diameter of the planet is thrice the diameter of the Earth. You have to give acceleration due to gravity. So we know the formula that G dash is equal to, or we know that G is equal to Gm by R square. This formula we know it, correct? Now we have to use this concept of acceleration by using this apply. In the place of mass you have to write 2me. In the place of diameter, now radius is nothing but twice the diameter is nothing but twice the radius. So how can we solve it? G dash is equal to, G is equal to this one, G dash is equal to G into 2m divided by 3 d by 2 square. Because here it will be now instead of r, it should be d by 2. Radius is nothing but d by 2 whole square. So G dash by G is equal to G 2m by 3 into d by 2 the whole square divided by Gm by d by 2 the whole square. Gm will get cancelled. D by 2 will go. Correct? Okay, d by 2 will go, but 3 will be there. So therefore G dash by G is equal to 2 by 9, or G dash is equal to 2 by 9 G. This option is present in the C. So answer is C. The next concept is second one. Second problem. Let us go through second problem. That is the depth d of a surface at which the value of the acceleration due to gravity becomes 1 by n times the value of the value at the surface. Okay, at the depth d, second one, at the depth d we are speaking about. So formula should be G dash is equal to G into 1 minus d by r. Okay, at the depth d, acceleration due to gravity will become 1 by n times the acceleration due to gravity. So in this place I can write, we have to calculate what is d. In this place I can write 1 by n into G is equal to G into 1 minus d by r. G gets cancelled. So the remaining is 1 by n is equal to 1 minus d by r. Or I can write d by r is equal to 1 minus 1 by n. D is equal to r into n minus 1 by n. Is there any options? Yes, B. So answer is B. Next, third one. So while solving, you please don't write all the steps and resolve it because it is of waste of time. So what you have to do, you know this one, substitute, there only you cancel whatever you can cancel. Then these steps all and all directly you have to go through. You can write d by 2 is equal, d by r is equal to 1 minus n. So d is equal to r into, direct you can say, d is equal to r into n minus 1 by n. Third one, the rotation of the earth having a radius r about its axis speeds up to a value such that a man at altitude angle 60 degree feels weightlessness. Duration of the day in such a case is. See, this problem is like Earth is rotating, he will be standing at some altitude, correct? So for this type of problem, what you have, the formula you have to go through is G dash is equal to G minus R omega square cos phi. Sorry, cos square phi. What is that G dash? G dash is the new acceleration for when the Earth is rotating. See, Earth is rotating with some axis speeds up. Speed will increase. Then man's will be in such an altitude. What is the time period? Correct? Angle is given. You have to calculate the time period. So when it is rotating and you have to find out when where speeding up and all is there, you have to use the formula G dash is equal to G minus R omega square cos square phi. This is angular acceleration. So cos square phi. Phi is the latitude angle. Okay. Now he feels weightlessness. So acceleration due to gravity should be 0 into G minus R omega square cos square 60. Cos 60 is half. So I can write R omega square into half square is equal to G. Or else what I can write? Omega square is equal to G 4G by R. Omega is nothing but 2 pi by T the whole square is equal to 4G by R. So what is the answer? 4G by R means what you can say? Can you help me? Yes, try to solve. Four will get cancelled. Pi square will be there. So T square is equal to pi square R by G, or T is equal to pi root G R by G. Are we having that expression? Yes, A. This is the expression for the time period. So when there is a rotation of the Earth, if we about an axis, if we increase the speed so that angle changes is psi, then the expression we have to use is G dash is equal to G minus R omega square cos square phi. Okay, next one. Let us go for the next problem, that is mass M splits into two parts, M and M minus M, okay, which are separated by a certain distance. What ratio of M by M maximizes the gravitational force between two parts? We know the expression for the gravitational force is F is equal to G M1 M2 by R square, correct? Okay, so it is divided into two parts, therefore I can say what is the expression we can write? One more is F is equal to G minus M into M divided by R square, because M is divided into M and M minus M. Okay, then gravitational force will be maximum, correct? When can you say force is maximum? Force is maximum means dF by dm should be equal to 0. If dF by dm is equal to 0, then force will be maximum. Substitute the value of force here. D by dm of G m minus m into m divided by r square is equal to 0. We can separate it. D by dm of gm by r square, gm by r square minus dm gm m square by r square. d by dm of gmm by r square minus d by dm of gm square by r square is equal to 0. Next, how can we solve? Can you help me to solve here? So differentiation gm and r square is constant. If we take dm by dm, it is 1. So gm by r square minus m square. Differentiation of m square is 2m. So g by r square into 2m, small letter m, 2m is equal to 0. Or else we can write gm by r square is equal to g into 2m by r square. So I can write m by m is equal to half. So it is maximum. The ratio of m by m maximizes the gravitational force between two parts is, the ratio is half. M should be 1, 2 should be, capital letter M should be 1, small letter m should be 1, capital letter M should be 2. So this is how we can say the gravitational force is maximum. The gravitational force is maximum means dF by dm should be equal to 0. Next, the next problem. The orbiting satellite has, orbiting satellite means the satellite which is revolving around the planet, correct? So the planets which is revolving around the satellite which is revolving should have only kinetic energy, only potential energy. Kinetic energy and potential energy or zero energy. Option is C. It should have both kinetic energy and potential energy. Next, sixth one. The ratio of the radius of the earth to that of the moon is 10. Ratio of the radius of the earth to that of the moon is equal to 10. The ratio of acceleration due to gravity on the earth to that of the moon is 6. Ratio of escape velocity of the earth to moon. You have to calculate. Escape velocity is square root of earth 2gm by r square. For the moon, square root of 2g square root of 2gr. So therefore I can write square root of 2gem divided by square root of, not m, r. And 2gm r. Here if we write capital letter R, then there also capital letter R. So I can say square root of 2 gets cancelled. GE by GM is 6 into RE by RM is 10 is equal to square root of 60. VE by VM ratio is square root of 60. Option D. Escape velocity, what was the expression we discussed in summary? Square root of 2gm by r square or square root of 2gr is the expression for escape velocity. So apply it for earth and moon. You will get this formal answer. Next, seventh one. Kepler's law. In the beginning itself we discussed about the Kepler's law. What we have got the answer? Kepler's law discovered C. Laws of planetary motion. He did not discuss about the laws of motion and laws of rotational motion or curvilinear motion. He has discussed about the planetary motion. 3 laws, correct? Next, eighth one. G is is the universal gravitation constant, g is acceleration due to gravity, then unit of g by g. What is the unit of g by g? See, expression, what is the value we have? Expression we have g by g. G is equal to gm by r square. So g by g is equal to r square by m. So I can say radius meter square divided by mass kg. Meter square by kg. Option D. Because we know g is equal to gm by r square. Take a g other side. Take a m by r square by m to the other side. So we get r square by m. That is m square by kg. Meter square by kg. Option D. Next. What additional velocity must be given to a satellite orbiting around the Earth with the radius r to become free from the Earth's gravitational field? So, what extra velocity should be given? We have to calculate delta V. Correct? Escape extra velocity what you have to give. That must be added to satellite orbiting around the radius r to become free from Earth's gravitational field. So, VE minus VO, orbiting satellite. Earth velocity of the escape velocity of the Earth minus orbiting velocity. If we do, we'll get the velocity. So expression for this one is 2gr, and whereas this one is square root of gr. Correct? So if it is so, next what we can do, they have already given m is the mass. Okay. Square root of gr is common. Root 2 minus 1. Is there any expression of that one? Is there any that expression? No. But we know g is equal to gm by r square into r into square root of 2 minus 1 r. So square root of gm by r into root 2 minus 1. Option A. Just they have asked what the additional velocity must be given to escape from, become free from the gravitation. So escape velocity minus orbiting velocity, if we have that velocity, that is nothing but extra velocity what you have to give to escape from the Earth's surface. So therefore option A is the answer. Next, 10th one. What is the next formula? What we can use for solving it? At what altitude h above the Earth's surface would the acceleration due to gravity be 1/4 of its value at the Earth's surface? At what height you have to find out, correct? The acceleration above the Earth's surface would be the acceleration due to gravity is 1/4 of the acceleration due to gravity of the Earth. So you have to calculate h. What is the expression we can use here to solve? We know that g dash is equal to above the Earth's surface at a height g divided by 1 plus h by r the whole square, correct? Because see, at a altitude it is, at some height you have to calculate. So therefore formula is g dash is equal to g by 1 plus h by r square. In the place of g dash you have to substitute 1/4 g is equal to g divided by 1 plus h by r the whole square. G gets cancelled. So therefore what is the answer remaining? 1/4 or 1 plus h by r the whole square is equal to 4, or 1 plus h by r is equal to 2, because square when it goes to the other side it becomes square root. So therefore h by r is equal to 2 minus 1. That is 1. So therefore h is equal to r. So if h is equal to radius of the earth, it is such a height if you stand, then you can say the acceleration due to gravity will be 4 times 1/4 of acceleration due to gravity. So option A. Answer is A. Next. Two wires of a diameter 0.25 centimeter and one made up of steel. See the diagram. This is a steel, this is a brass, 1.5 meter length, and this is 1 meter length. Weight hanged over here is 4 kg and the weight hanged over here is 6 kg. Correct? They have given you the Young's modulus of the steel and Young's modulus of the brass. You have to find delta L of steel and brass. So delta L you have to calculate means we will use the formula Y is equal to F by A into delta L by L, or else delta L is equal to F L by AY. Correct? So delta L is equal to F L by AY. Use this formula to calculate the delta L of the steel and brass. Initially for the steel, what is the force? F is equal to M by MA. Correct? Mass. Total mass on the steel is not only 4 plus 6 it should be. So 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 into G, that is 9.8 into length. What is the length? What you have to use? Can you help me for the length value? Yes, what is the length you have to use? 1.5 divided by, not this 1.5 plus 1, because we are calculating only till here, but this weight will get added up, divided by area. Is something given about the area? Diameter is there, so pi r square. Pi r is nothing but diameter is 0.25 centimeter it is. Radius is nothing but diameter by 2. 0.25 means I can write what? 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 into 2. Correct? Because diameter is nothing but twice the radius. Radius is diameter by 2. Diameter is 0.25 it is given. For solving problem it will be easy if you write instead of 1 by 0.25 I can write instead of 0.25 I can write 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is equal to 2r or 8. See like this. Pi r square into y. What is the value of y? We have 2 into 10 to the power 11. So when we solve this, what is the answer we get? The answer what we get after solving is 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 4. Same way, can you calculate for the brass? Now for brass. What is the delta L is equal to, what is the force on the brass now? What is the force? Force on the brass. 6 into, yes, 9.8 into 1.5 mass is only 6, acceleration due to gravity 9.8. What is the length now? Total length from here to here, that is 2.5 divided by pi 1 by 4 into 2. And one more I left over here is 10 to the power minus 2, because it is written in centimeter. We want it in meter, into 0.91 into 10 to the power 11. While solving this, what the answer we get? 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter. Option A. Try to solve this. We will get 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter. Okay. Then the next problem we will move for is about the bulk modulus. Bulk modulus of an incompressible fluid is. What is the bulk modulus for an incompressible fluid? Formula for the bulk modulus is minus P by delta V by V. Correct? If it is an incompressible fluid, the volume will not change. Delta V should be equal to 0. If delta V is equal to 0, then B should be equal to infinity. C. If delta V is equal to 0, B is equal to infinity. Because for incompressible fluid, it is incompressible, volume will not change. So delta V should be equal to 0, B is equal to infinity. Next. So the answer is option C. 13. Can you help me for the next question? When a force is applied at one end of an elastic wire, okay, force is applied at the one end of the elastic wire, it produces a strain E in the wire. If Y is the Young's modulus of the material of the wire, the amount of energy stored per unit volume of the wire is given by, what is that expression we have to use? It is for elastic wire, Young's modulus, energy. So energy is nothing but half into stress into strain. We know this formula. By using this formula, what is the formula we can say? Half into stress into strain. So I can go for which formula? Can you help me? Half into stress into strain. Can I go to the formula of Young's modulus, because they have already given you the value of Young's modulus. So Young's modulus into E, energy, E square. If E is a strain here, not energy, E is a strain. Strain is nothing but E square, because Y into E. See, actually U is equal to half into F into delta L. Correct? So using this formula, we arrive to the formula called U is equal to half into Y into E square. Okay? Then